even though I've been away, I've not been living under a rock. We're all aware of the Dillion Danis and Logan Paul fight. I mean, how could you not? If you were on X, Twitter, you are aware of this fight just from his trolling, his consistent photoshopping journey. And it was a magical one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Here are some images now that we've been able to uncover from the mass of rubble that was Dylan Dennis versus pretty much Logan Paul's wife. I mean, I guess it was both of them, but pretty much the wife, right? And we're very aware of him getting sued and everything, and we're just very aware of Dylan Dennis and his role in everything. All right, but are we aware of how badly this man fought? I mean, we've seen the fight. There was two moments that I just like. I didn't watch the fight. I didn't pay for it. Thank God I didn't pay for it. Everyone's bragging about how they didn't pay for it. This is why. It was fucking. It was terrible. But all that aside. Besides those excellent moments, honestly, from Logan, I don't even like Logan. I honestly dislike Logan more than Dylan. But Logan can say whatever he wants, right? There's you can't tell this man nothing. Like I hear some of the outlandish things he says, and I'm just like, well, I mean, he won. That's what matters. Like I honestly thought Dylan, if he played a fair match, a simple match, if he just whether he won or lost, if he just fought correctly, he would have been fine. But he decided to play the fool. He decided to get him in that chokehold. What was that chokehold thing? You really wanted to emulate what that guy did to Jake that badly for another meme, right? Was it supposed to be, side by side? Look what we did to the Paul brothers. Like, come on, bro. You embarrassed yourself. And when Logan popped you when you were on the ground, when the match ended, oh god, that was the coolest thing Logan did. But we're not here to talk about any of that. Not here to talk about any of that. What we're here to talk about right now today is his aftermath, the interview that he did with Piers Morgan. And honestly, to me, it's embarrassing. A very embarrassing interview. Let's watch the interview and see what we can gather from this man after such a long and arduous journey to get from where he was at the top to where we believe he currently is. What's he thinking?
Well, I'm delighted to say that he joins me now, speaking for the first time since Saturday's defeat. All right, well, Dylan, how are you, first of all?
Feel great. MMA is a lot harder than boxing, I'll say. Definitely on the body.
MMA is?
Yeah,
really?
A lot harder, yeah.
But you are wearing dark glasses.
Personally, I think this is a cope. Why would you say that immediately? You lost. You that's just the kind of talk I would hear a winner say. Like, oh, the sport that I'm actually comfortable in is a lot harder than the sport I just played in because it's just more demanding. But you lost. You can't say that as a as a loser. You can't say that. But let's continue, right?
Glasses.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I wear glasses all the time.
Let's have a quick look.
I don't want to get
a little one.
I don't know who's going to have
Come
the
on.
satisfaction.
Let's see the eyes. There we are.
Not too bad.
I mean,
I was in a fist fight, but he looked worse. He was running the whole time. You know?
Yeah.
I wanted to fight. He was running. So I didn't really get the satisfaction.
Here's my take on what
God, that's it. That is that really Dylan's? See, that's Dylan's take. His take is that Logan was running. He couldn't get him in a proper fight. But we see the footage. We've seen the footage. There's okay, Dylan. Okay, but I'm interested in Pierce's take. I'm very interested in his take.
Yeah. Did you watch the fight?
You are a brilliant jiu-jitsu fighter. I mean, you're one of the best there's been, right? You're a world champion multiple times. You have huge credibility and respect for everything you've achieved in jiu-jitsu.
Thank you.
But what is he? I've never heard of this man at all. I think Pierce is being very, 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 very charitable. But hey, if he does have some accomplishments, then I'm going to post them right here in this little sliver because I don't think it's that much. I'm going to post them right here. All his achievements, okay? And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm right, I'm right. Because I don't think he has that many. But yeah.
When I watched what happened at the weekend with you and Logan Paul, I just thought, I don't know, it just seemed to me like What was in that for you? I get it makes you more famous. I get it made you a ton of money. I get all that. I get that from a marketing point of view. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed the extravaganza. But as a fighter with a great reputation, when you came away from it, what did you feel?
And honestly, that's like a fair question. He's pretty much like I'm gonna read this as someone that like tries to read in between the lines. He's pretty much saying, as a fighter that actually has a record that's credible, someone that has skill, that trains, you know, a legitimate fighter, someone that's legitimate, right? Why did you choose to fight in a manner unlike anyone has ever seen before? ultimately, why did you choose to fight in a way as if you were untrained and a child, to put it mildly? What changed? That's what Pierce is trying to figure out, and I'm very interested in what Dillon's gonna say
about the fight. The fight, it didn't feel like a fight. I feel like he was running away. Every time I tried to engage with him and try to get in there and like trade, he would run away. You know,
and you landed scared. 9 punches in 6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but.
And that's the stat. That's the. Oh God, that's just the one stat you can't run away from. 9 punches compared to Logan's 100 plus punches. I think it was like 116, 119. I don't know. It's probably more, but he threw at least 100. That's facts. He threw at least 100 punches versus. He didn't even get double digits, my guy. You didn't even get double digits. So it's just very embarrassing. Like to be at that level of a fighter, right? If he really is at that pro level, right? To be at that level, but to embarrass yourself to that level, it's sad. It's very sad.
I mean, that's not great, is it?
It's because he was running, though. Even Connor was saying it. He was running. He was on the back foot the whole time. I was trying to push forward. I wanted to fight. I wanted to clinch. I wanted to fight. I was like,
I mean, he threw more fights at the end with the security guys.
That big dude, man. I was trying to get at him, but he was a chunky big dude, and he was pushing me.
See, so this is what happened. So that was after Logan did that little ground pound punch of his, right? That was after that. That's when this fight broke out. But let's just think about it logically, right? Dillon is saying, oh, Logan ran away the whole time, running around, coward. Okay, sure. Let's just say he's correct. Let's say he's playing a Floyd Mayweather approach to boxing, right? My guy still got 100 punches on you. Just help me understand. If he was running away the whole time, how was he still able to throw 100 punches? And I can understand how you may not be able to, connect every punch, but they're saying you threw 9 punches. No one's saying that you had 9 connecting punches. They're saying you threw 9 punches. Were you too busy trying to do a little chokehold, my guy? Like, come on. Your argument in itself is flawed.
Me away and everything, but it was fun.
Why did you, just for the record, why did you suddenly dive in and do a jiu-jitsu move?
I wasn't actually trying to, but he was smart. He Vaselined his head up, so I guess he knew I was trying to go for his neck. But at that moment, I actually wasn't. I was just grabbing his head, and he just kind of shrugged me in the Vaseline, and he threw that punch, and then I up-kicked him.
But you dived in for his body, his legs.
Yeah.
You see, for me, I should have. For me, that one moment when Dillion Danis was like looking back at Logan, all the security guys are on him, right? And he's just looking back at Logan, and Logan's like, "Yeah, I won. It's over." To me, that is the most soul-crushing way to lose. To me, that is horror. I would, if he cried after the fight, after he was alone by himself, if Dillion cried, I would not blame him. Like, that's that shit that makes a person cry. That's a soul-tearing moment. For me, that's my soul would be torn. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I wouldn't fight like I wouldn't fight like that and never be in a situation like that. But if I was in that situation, my soul is, a piece of it is gone forever. I promise you that.
Yeah, I was just kind of, at that one time, yeah. I was just kind of just messing around a little bit, let him know what a real fight is. Boxing's not a real fight. It's a half a fight. I want to fight him in a real fight where he shook my hand and said he was going to fight me in MMA.
Do you think he'll ever get in an MMA environment with you?
I mean, he shook my hand. If he's a real man, he should, you know.
The loser has to say this. Logan will never get an MMA fight with you. He will never. This was your one chance, and you blew that out the water. Logan will never fight you again. Never. It's never going to hit the same. You made all these, I mean, I guess, worthless remarks about his wife and these stupid photos now. Now you can say they're stupid, right? Because you just... When someone embarrasses themselves to such a level to where it's a clown performance, right? When someone denigrates themselves so much, you look back at all of their actions and you just consider them and you think, wow, I was supporting a clown, right? Like, sure, it was funny at the moment and I enjoyed it, but there's no substance to this performance. This performance was all that. A performance. So I'm not a fan. Can't rock with that.
He didn't defend his fiance, in my opinion. If a man talks the way I did about your fiance, he should.
No, you see, I wanted to mention that too because I don't know him.
Can I please? I'm gonna play this as many times as I need to. If I ever get ground pounded the way that you got ground pounded, he defended his wife. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even care about his wife. Still don't even know who she is. The way he beat your ass, bro. His wife is defended and then some. I promise you. Oh my God. His wife, his fiance, and your ex-girls are defended. Like, come on.
Or his fiance, Nina Agdal, right? But
I don't know. I think that's her stage name.
Is it? but here's my point about that. Isn't it a bit cheap, Dylan, to go for the girl, not the man?
No, because if it was someone else, yes, I would never do that. I would never cross those lines. But with the Pauls, they cross those lines all the time. His brother went at my.
But should you stoop to that level?
Weak. His brother does it, so you gotta do it to him. Like there was just no reason. You just wanted cheap laughs. You wanted to market. You did it. You did it. You played an excellent villain. You made a villain look like a hero. He literally made Logan look like a hero. So I don't. Sad. He's still performing at this point.
In this fight, I think it made sense because it was all true. Everything was public. What she's saying, what she's suing me for is all fake. I didn't hack her phone. I didn't do any of that.
But have you ever done that to a jiu-jitsu opponent?
They got the pay-per-view.
I mean, you did actually say that if you lost, you would give your share of the purse. In fact, we got a clip.
We never shook hands.
Well, here we are.
We never shook hands.
Here's a clip.
Yeah. I bet I knock you out.
How much?
I don't care. Don't matter. I made a bet to you.
What was it?
It said if I win, I had to be the best man at your wedding.
Okay. And if I win, I get your entire purse.
Sure.
All right.
We never shook on it. My guy, you're on video. In this digital age, a handshake is worthless now. A video is essentially a digital handshake. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, stop this. You're not gonna give him your money because that's the only major bag you're about to make from this. Shut up.
Right, well, that's pretty unequivocal. So, Dylan, here we have a large check. A large check made payable to Logan. But what we don't know...
We actually are making an appeal, though, so it actually might be a win for me because he punched me on the ground.
Right.
So the appeal might be, I might be the winner.
But if we were to put a figure in here, what are we looking at?
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million pounds or dollars?
Dollars.
$1 million US.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
your cut.
Yeah. I mean,
is that your biggest ever payday?
In fighting, yes, for sure. Yeah, you know, MMA doesn't pay that well. That's why after this, I'm going to the UFC. I want to go to the UFC. I think the UFC now will see my potential in selling fights and everything like that. So,
see, that's the bit I get. I think you're a smart man.
I think he's a terrible marketer. I think it was smart if he could deliver. Like, at least he didn't have to win. No one's saying this guy had to win. He didn't have the skills because he's an MMA fighter, right? No one expected him to win. But he performed in such a way where, why would you want this guy on your card? What's he going to do? If I had a girl and then I'm his opponent, he's going to look up information about my girl and use it against me, or find embarrassing information. And then when it comes to, time to fight, is he going to try to suck me off too? Like, come on, bro. This guy's a clown.
Marketing guy, right?
This came up under the best.
Yeah, this has all been a very smart marketing play. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I went down to see your mate Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather, and it was a fascinating thing to watch.
Yeah.
I never actually thought he could beat Floyd Mayweather, but
he did great.
But for a few rounds, he went toe to toe with him, and it was really interesting to watch.
He did really.
And it was a massive success financially for both of them. So I do get the exhibition kind of nature of this, but it's not real fighting, is it?
No, it's not. In my opinion, it's not. If me and you go into a street fight, we're not going to be like, hold on a second, let's go get these gloves and throw it on and box. We're fighting. And he knows I would strangle him unconscious within 30 seconds in a real fight. That's why he didn't do the real fight. In MMA, the bag was bigger than the boxing bag, actually. So he turned that down. And
what would happen if you fought him in MMA?
It wouldn't last more than a minute.
How would you?
Okay. That's a lot to unpack right there. First of all, you could never beat Logan in MMA. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not impressed with him. I'm just very unimpressed with him. So I don't know. I doubt it. But even then, right? You can tell this guy was just doing it for a bag, just to get that money. It's a showboat. Like, it was a fight. It was a real fight. What part of it was not a real fight? Because you couldn't use your legs. You had your fists. These two things. That's all you need to show the other person what is up. You don't need anything extra. You don't need anything crazy. You got your fist. You know, if you want to kick that badly, sure, okay, yeah, MMA, whatever. But, like, who cares about the bag, bro? Logan just wanted to fight you in a way he was more comfortable. You took him up. You should have fought him in that same way. 9 punches to 100 is just pathetic. You can't beat that.
Take him out.
I would play with him. I could take him down, mount him, and literally slap him around, and just it would be embarrassing. Actually, it'd be so fun.
Do you think any boxer? Funny enough, I did Celebrity Apprentice with Lennox Lewis and Tito Ortiz.
Oh, I wanted to say this. This is not relevant to the point of the video, just where we stopped. But I wanted to say this. That Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight, that wasn't a bad fight. I remember watching it. Conor McGregor, he did really well in the first few rounds, and he lost steam. Because he doesn't have that stamina, right? Because in UFC, you're trying to do powerful blows that knock a person back. And the ring is bigger, so you have more space to, like, run around and, you know, be free, right? Floyd, who I will always call the lawyer of boxing, is very good at conserving his stamina due to clinching, right? I don't think he really clinched in that fight. I don't think he really had a need to. But he was going to go the distance. So when Conor started to lose steam, that's when Floyd really put on the heavy rain, right? But it was a respectable fight from both players. In that Dillion Danis fight, the only player worthy of respect was Logan.
Yeah, MMA, because
what about Mayweather at his peak?
Oh, easy.
You would?
Easy. He doesn't have power. The hard thing with, like, the dangerous thing about a boxer for MMA guys, someone that has a one-punch shot. We saw this in the first UFCs. You know, once you shoot in, it's over. You know, you need to land that one shot, and it's very hard. So once they get a hold of someone, it's over. You know.
You weren't happy that Drake, the rapper,
we're friends too. That hurt me.
Well, he bet on Instagram $850,000 on your opponent to knock you out.
He lost.
Yeah, because he didn't knock you out.
Yeah, and me and Drake were friends, so I didn't like how he supported Logan.
Have you been in touch with him?
No, he has.
Drake won. I don't know. I don't want this to be misinformation, but Drake actually won his money on stake. He won his money because a DQ counts as a knockout, right? And it makes sense. Think about it. Knockout. It's not just, you know, the person being unconscious. It's the person literally being thrown out the ring, being knocked out, right? And you can be knocked out of the ring in many ways. Either in the conscious way, where you're physically or you're mentally out of the ring, right? Mentally, you're gone. You're in darkness. That's a knockout. Fair. Second, you get literally knocked out the ring. That's a knockout. Fair, right? Third, you get disqualified. You're kicked out the ring. You're getting knocked out the ring. It makes sense. It makes sense. So Drake, according to stake, that was part of the rules, and I found that to be fair. I found that to be just. Like, yeah, Drake won his money. Like, why should he lose because this idiot got himself disqualified? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? He should lose his money because the guy, like, it's not like he lost. He was trying to say that Dillion lost by a knockout, which is already tough, right? it's tough to get disqualified from a regular boxing match. It's not easy to get disqualified from that. Dillion made it look easy. So, you know, it's fair. Drake's in the right. Drake got the money. But that album was trash, though. You know what I'm talking about. That Sexy Red song.
I mean, I hit him with that mic, cut his face on when I gave him almost like a concussion. I'll beat them all. And I want to prove what I'm saying is true. Because it pisses me off that people don't believe in me, you know?
It's in the world.
And how many jiu-jitsu guys would go and do a boxing match? Yeah, well, he hasn't fought me.
Why would you be able to beat him?
Because my jiu-jitsu is too good. I don't fear no one. You know, I want to know what's going to happen.
In your world.
And look at me. I just went and did a boxing match.
In your world, was he or MMA?
Never, no. I don't think so. I mean, he shook my hand. See how much of a man he is. So.
Okay, and that's it. That's really the extent on when I watched this video. There's nothing else except him just kind of brag-harding, saying that he can beat everybody up, that he's the GOAT, he's the best, you know, his jiu-jitsu is the best, like, he was just not on fair ground. Like, it's just a lot of excuses from a loser that should have done better, because 9 punches is pathetic to me, honestly. He threw 9 punches. Do you understand that? That means that for 6 rounds, he was just attempting to get money. He was just showboating. He was just doing goofy stuff. Like, that's all he was doing for 6 rounds. 9 punches. 9. Anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I can't talk about this anymore. This is Tsunami shining out. Fucking head. Wow.